Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav? Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You're beat sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
What do you need? What do you want? Anything else?
Is it business or pleasure? Coin purse weighing you down? Is that all?
Clive? Not saying fortune, do you? Should last you a good while. No scratches, all right? Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it. Yeah, that should do you. And?
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
Think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins. There you are, Sid. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you,
Of course. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. Too slow. Nice try. Too slow. Too slow. Nice try. I can't go on. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. Too slow. Nice try. Too slow. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're...
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
I think Mid might need some help tidying up that workshop.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm.
Excellent.
And just what...
Right. The shielding.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the... Which is why you need a prism for the dragon's breath that's blazing away. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the brine. I need something light. But I've wrapped me...
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
Tomes? Yeah, I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Right away. Hippocrates.
For you, Clive?
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to, as you can imagine. She's struggling to find anything that meets her need.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps. It is not a different material she requires, but...
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of... pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm. Nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to...
So if we could recreate...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what... I shall speak to them and see what wisdom... If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics. The knowledge of the past may yet prove...
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you...
So you need a hand?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill...
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in... So, Clive, who will accompany you?
All right. So...
I have taken the liberty of preparing a...
Garlic? Are you sure this is... Looks like the ingredients for someone?
Though these items may seem mundane, so much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
I'll see you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research. Now, where's Talia?
Keep them pilchards nice
Need
and
to
chilled.
stock up on these.
I won't have...
There you are, Talia.
Ah, and we shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should...
All right.
Let's see now. Why don't you meet me by the gate when you've got them?
What do you want? Go on. Take it. Thanks for nothing.
There's talk that the glass...
You haven't much, but you're free to look. I trust it's all here. Keep fighting the good fight.
Hopefully Talia's finished too.
Well, did you...
I did.
Garlic and pepio nuts. We should get... But we're not in too much of a... Do you know, I think this is the very first time... In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited...
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like... No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the price.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd... Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was... Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot long.
It does. Thank you.
For what?
For everything. I just want you to know that all you've...
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and... You're appreciated too. Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tome so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
I wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew. How's work on the shielding progressing?
Well, very well indeed. I was just explaining to Taya, and now that we have all the ingredients...
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few...
What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watch.
Apparently, it'll be...
Thank you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary?
Of course.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying when both the shielding and the moon dew are ready. It will merely be a matter of followed by a rigorous, perhaps someone ought to walk.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Arbok. Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
I think Mid might need some help.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking. Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together to the Black Hammer.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some...
It's finished. It's finally finished.
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, eyes. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown, searching for a land untouched by the Blight, just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chapter, now she's so close to being finished. I've realized I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get... I want people to sail aboard her by choice. Not from... In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can...
I'm working on that, and I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
All right. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your... Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You
I was. And you can come too, no?
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised all yours? Hasn't been delivered yet, I'm afraid. Come again. I may have more for you.
All right, Clive. Me too. Seems like I've been doing my best to keep on top of it all. Sending the rest, I add to the list. Whether it's strange. And anyone with the time and inclination to solve them will earn a nice bit of goodwill for the cause. Quick look. Seen enough?
All right,
Right, Clive. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? No excuses now.
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure...
She said that?
She...
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Obolus, have you seen Mid?
Yep. You in a hurry and all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her... But anyway, I was on my... Got a letter. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand.
Thank you, Obolus.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle? Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
Well, but next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before...
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kinda just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharp. It wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after...
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but
I hope she's telling the truth at least. Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go? With them? Oh, thanks, Nan!
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot! There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav?
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.